We've all felt the sting of hurt and betrayal. Only those beneath you will ever try to drag you down. Add narcissism to the mix. Confidence is silent, insecurities are loud. Give them what they fear most, nothing. We've all known a bully, someone who lives to spread vitriol and hate as far and wide as they can. Add narcissism to the mix and you have a vicious, self-centered bully who's never at fault. They spy, they lurk, they creep in stealth, bitterly watching all we do. Only those beneath you will ever try to drag you down. They can't change us, so they try to change how others view us. Let them go, let them fire off all the hate and all the criticism they can muster. It says more about them than it does about us. It must take a lot of backbone to hide behind a computer, spreading hate on someone, under a supposed shroud of secrecy, thinking they cannot see. Good people just don't do that. They've got nothing concrete on you, so they make shit up, like they've typically done to a long line of people before you, usually depicting you and those before you to others how they truly are, and guaranteed that most people that they come into contact with can see through it too. If they're randomly targeting you out of the blue, there's a pretty good guarantee they're renowned for it. It's never their wrongdoing, they're always the victim or the hero of every scenario. They're coming back at you because you're doing just fine without them, great even. You've left them in your past, walked away, and somehow wronged them by not bowing to their needs. We all have people we've fallen out with, that's life. Whether the friendship, relationship ended in crosswords or you just grew apart. Normal people just part ways and continue on with their life. That's where the story ends. Then you get others who conjure it up in their head, all the wrongdoings you or others have bestowed upon them. And according to them, there are usually many. They manipulate, they lure others in with their woe is me sagas. Typically happens when you pull the rug on the benefits or of tolerating their shit. Usually those that had benefit the most from your generosity or empathetic nature turn the vilest. Rather than accepting it is what it is. They don't need any other reason other than you turned your back on their needs. Have you and others witnessed their true colours, their vile, toxic nature firsthand? Their minds have them so convinced of the slander they're spitting. All they know is bitterness and hate. They don't like anyone. Deep down, they don't even like themselves. They've mastered bitterness over a lifetime. If they're not trying to destroy you, they're trying to destroy someone else. Good people just don't do that. Good people let sleeping dogs lie, but the trouble is you lie with dogs, you're sooner or later gonna get fleas. We all have people we don't like for some reason, and naturally we're all going to have people that don't like us. Sometimes we or they don't even need a particular reason, we just don't like each other's vibe. But we don't wish harm on them, we don't spread venom or hate. We let them go on living their life and we go on living ours. In my experience, those who go around shouting contempt of another from the rooftops are nothing more than insecure and threatened by the person they're defaming. Otherwise, if they're not triggered, why would they give a fuck? Inside, they're riddled with self-doubt. Every action has a reaction, a domino effect. It takes a special kind to put up hate speech on someone minding their own business. They may think it's not getting seen, that they've blocked their target from social media, or that listening ears won't be running mouths. They hide behind cloak and dagger, acting all high and mighty, tough talking. People screenshot, people talk, stuff gets back. Especially when people know that what's being done is ethically wrong and unjustified. Eventually every dog has their day, karma's gonna bite. It's never okay to go around hating on someone that's doing their own thing, just minding their own business. Tarnishing reputations, tearing another to shreds for no other reason but sheer spite. Typically triggered when they see the other person bettering themselves or doing something good, whilst they have stayed in their same miserable, stagnant place. When people turn away from us, we're not their people. Sometimes it's about them and not about us at all. They have their reasons, and those reasons they are entitled to. We can't demand someone stay in our life, and it's not okay to slander them or try to obliterate them because they choose not to. We've all had people leave our life, some our fault, some not. We've all felt the sting of hurt and betrayal. We cannot control others, but we can control how we react. Sometimes people turn away from us because because of us, something we may have done, or something we are projecting they need to distance themselves from. Some of our biggest mistakes are in trusting the wrong people. We've all slipped up, made bad choices. But for the most part, we know deep down if someone is turned away because of something we have done. And most rational people will accept it and move on. Or they'll recognize any toxic traits and do what they can to grow, to self-improve. But they don't go around painting the person they wronged or simply chose to walk away as the bad guy. Unless they're fixated, obsessed, it's just not normal behavior. Who the fuck are they to think they have the right to commit character assassination on another, when their own character is proving unstable, irrational, and vile? Unless one has done something unimaginable in the eyes of the law. Where do these sanctimonious jokers get off? They're in fact the ones that are making themselves look bad just because their feelings got hurt or they got offended. Whether for valid reasons or for reasons they're blown right out of proportion. Why can't they just vent it out privately with family and friends like the rest of us would do? But to go online and do it is not only disgusting, it's also illegal. There are always two sides to every story, and maybe the person they're slandering doesn't even know what they're carrying on about. Maybe that person has their own things in life they're recovering from or dealing with, and could no longer shoulder the burden of others' drama. Anyone on the outside looking in who buys into the nastiness, the vile, bitter ramblings, without knowing both sides or without knowing the subject of this person's venom personally, you are being a mindless sheep, and if you are contributing to it, you're just as liable. Take a look at how others react to the person they're slandering. Do they seem liked? Do they seem popular? Do they seem positive and kind? Then take a look at the one doing the slandering, how they act towards others and vice versa. Take very good notice, because if it doesn't add up, there's probably very good reason. One day you may find yourself on the receiving end of this person's scorn. Don't think for a minute you will be exempt. Open your eyes to the possibility that you could be just listening to a hater, a bitter, twisted, vindictive bully. Someone consumed with envy and unwarranted nastiness. Is the target more attractive, more successful, more popular? There well may be where the problem lies. Does this person have narcissistic traits, an inflated sense of importance, a deep need for admiration and attention, a lack of empathy for others, a long line of troubled friendships, relationships, a sense of entitlement, exploitative behaviour, enviousness of others or the belief others are envious of them, highly arrogant, belief they're special, unique, preoccupation with brilliance, beauty. Narcissists love to talk about themselves constantly, their accomplishments, their achievements. They always put themselves on a pedestal of self-importance. We all like to feel good about ourselves, but theirs goes beyond. They need to be heaped with praise. And if you're not giving it to them, if you're not giving them the energy they need to thrive for their self-worth, they will soon become slighted. They will turn on you in a blink, and they will tell others it was you that turned on them. They need others' adoration to lift them up, and they only feel big when they're tearing others down. They are so adept at it, they no longer know they're doing it. The put-downs of their targets are usually a mirror image of their own traits. Their hypocrisy has no bounds. They will accuse others of being a narcissist when most around them can clearly see that the narcissist is in fact them. Though heaven forbid you dare call them on it, they will turn it right back on you, completely gaslight you, until you begin questioning yourself. They simply have no feeling or empathy for others. They have an I don't give a fuck attitude to anyone who doesn't suit their needs. They show pony, pretending to have this cool tough persona. They fear being exposed for the weak insecure person they really are. They will go on about their own problems for weeks, for months on end, but if others have a problem, they will soon tell them to get over it, finding a way to revert any and every conversation back to themselves. No matter what anyone else is enduring, they need to be the center of everything. They have the inability to comprehend others' feelings or needs. They will only ever listen to respond, to make it all about them, their woes, their needs. They feel power in exposing others' weaknesses. Most won't have many, if any, long-term friendships. How could they? They store everything up as ammunition and use it as a weapon against them, whether the truth or not. Their friendships are usually casual, work buddies or ring-ins. People they are rubbishing one minute and best buds with the next. If they see you as some sort of friend and you dare go out with other friends and they feel excluded, they will turn vile. No matter how innocent, to them you have committed the ultimate betrayal. They more often than not have a long history of dramatic fallouts, and without fail, always to the other person's detriment, wrongdoing according to them. Of course, we all fall out with people, this is life. But for these kinds, the fallouts are extreme and jam-packed with fireworks they've deliberately lit. While most of us will be butthurt for a few weeks or months, we may feel a bit of resentment if we feel we've been wronged. We talk it out with family or friends and put it to bed. We let them live their life in peace. We wish them well and move the hell on. We may give them a little nod if we see them or walk on by with silent dignity. But we don't wage a war of hate on them. But these kinds will still be trying to poke at people long after the fact. Get inside their heads, hurt them somehow, nudging for a bite, that feeling of power, when they're actually just beating their chest because they have fuck all. Our ignoring them depletes them of that power. Everything you ever did good for them was suddenly them doing you all the favors. That's how their version plays out and will be told to others in their attempt to paint you evil, even when it just doesn't add up at all. It was all your fault. They are blameless. You cannot ever win with a narcissist. They just don't hear you. Unless they're storing up what you've said to twist and manipulate and use against you later. You are nothing to them but a source of power. Power you dared to unplug and must now pay for. They will never apologize, never admit fault, because to them there just wasn't any. If you try to break free from a narcissist, close the door and walk away. They will make it their goal to slander you, discredit you, hurt you, make you pay a hefty price. They will do whatever they can to show you in a terrible light, regardless of how many can discredit their rubbish. Regardless of how many have witnessed the venom they frequently spit on others. Doesn't matter how many know you are a good person. To them they are superior, they are right, and all but them are fooled by you. They wish they'd called you out on all your wrongdoings. Except they most probably never shut up about themselves long enough for you to actually get a word in. All their coulda, shoulda, wouldas, all tough talk whilst attacking from a safe place. Insignificant ramblings of someone with zero credibility. Someone so consumed by bitterness they cannot see how they truly present. It wouldn't matter how much you gave them, it would never be enough. They always want more, need more, deserve more. You could never give enough to them, be there enough for them, because nothing will ever be enough. They have a problem for every solution. The glass is always half empty. Ever got nothing to do with them. Every day brings a new saga. Everyone's jealous of them or an evil user who took all they could from them and just threw them away, as they just have so much to envy, so much others want or need. We should never let these kinds get into our head. If a grown adult cannot control their bitterness and raging without spreading hate on another, name-calling, defaming, what hope do we have of protecting our children from bullying, online attacks? We need to bring this cowardice to an end, shine the spotlight on them. Cyberbullying, slander, libel is a crime. They often have very short memories, and whilst they are running their mouths, spitting venom over long periods of time, others are taking notes. They will never have the courage to become better people, to contribute something positive to the world. They will turn venomous on anyone who stops feeding them power. They're manipulative, toxic bullies. Don't feed them with your emotions. Let them go hungry. They're seeking attention, strength, by making you look weak. Give them what they fear most, nothing. Only a piece of shit human who once claimed to be someone's friend would keep score on private conversations to twist and manipulate later in a public domain. Good people don't do that. They grow up and move on. Anyone doing that was never your friend. They were harboring hate all along, storing up venom for the big kill. They never gave a damn about you or anyone else. They're self-centered, can't get enough of themselves. Their self-adoration is evident to all that encounter them. They're amazing. Just ask them. They will happily tell you. They drop people like hot potatoes and move on fast, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. Hold your head high. Bullies hide behind a mask of strength and confidence. The strong and confident don't attack others. Bullies will only attack those they think can't see them or those they think they'll get a rise from. Confidence is silent. Insecurities are loud. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure sure to hit the like button. Just do you, and always remember, as the saying goes, that a lion never loses sleep over the opinions of sheep. Let them keep bleeding, they'll soon be on to someone new. If you'd like to see more real, raw, straight shooting content from me, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. In the meantime, love, peace and light to you.